and neither the United States nor Israel saw it coming. This missile, named Fatah-2, is capable of reaching more than 15 times the speed of sound and maneuvering in mid-flight, which makes it virtually impossible to intercept. Its speed is so extreme that it can evade even the most advanced defense systems, such as Israel's Iron Dome or the American Patriot system. But the most concerning part is its range. It can reach up to 2,000 kilometers, putting much of the Middle East and beyond within Tehran's reach in a matter of minutes. What is even more alarming is that Iran has not only tested this missile, but has already begun mass production. This marks a gigantic technological leap for its military industry. While the world imposes economic sanctions, Iran continues to develop weapons that shift the balance of power in the region. And this is not just about the Fatah-2. Iran also possesses an arsenal of kamikaze drones, precision ballistic missiles, and an extensive network of armed allies throughout the Middle East. Iran has just...
Okay, Shalom, giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakah Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders of Great Millstone, and salutation you Akim out there that has been pushing this word in truth and in sincerity. I just got my channel back. They're giving me a strike for a video I put up a year ago, and they have been doing that lately. They would notify me in my Gmail telling me that they have taken down a video due to their medical violation, their policies on giving out medical disinformation, but I never did that. You know, you speak about the C-hip and they would, or that witch's brew, we all know what I'm talking about, and they would give you, they will flag you. But your video will be up for a year and a half, and then they would flag you for it and give you a strike. And that's what happened to me. So I got my channel back. All praises due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, after a week of being off, not being able to put up videos. You know, I ran, of course, this video on TikTok. Iran has just shocked the world with its new hypersonic missile. Since Iran have joined the BRICS nations this January 20th, or this January 2025, they have been receiving financial support, and they have a military alliance with the BRICS nations. So what do you think is going to happen if America decides to launch an attack on Iran? And where are they getting this technology to produce these hypersonic missiles? It has to be coming from Russia, number one, and China. And if you go into the scriptures, in Jeremiah, the 50th chapter, the 9th verse, talks about an assembly of great nations coming up against America. And that's what's going to happen. And when you ask the average so-called American, they have not a clue what's going on. They prepping for this pagan festival that's coming up that they call Easter. They have no clue what's really going on, man. They have no clue of the reality that America's empire is circling the drain. Just like all the empires before America, such as the Assyrians, the Babylonians, the Medo-Persians, the Greeks, the Romans. Every nation that ruled, give or take approximately 250 years, then they start declining, usurping each other. And that's what's happening right now in America. But back to Iran with this new production of hypersonic missiles. Where do you think they got the technology from? It's not hard to see that China and Russia is assisting Iran with their military endeavors to combat the Israeli, them gut rats over there, trying to usurp authority over them, trying to be the dominant military factor in the Middle East. This is Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 9, because this is happening. Everybody is getting together, and it's a military alliance, right along with an economic alliance with these BRICS nations. And they're going to come up against America, that assembly of great nations. I'm going to read about it. This is Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 9, and it reads, "For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon," which is America, "an assembly of great nations." And that assembly of great nations consists of Russia, China, North Korea, Iran, Pakistan, India. Hell, even America's own allies, such as Great Britain, France, and Germany. We can't exclude Turkey out of this equation. Every nation that possesses military or hypersonic nuclear missiles is going to come up against America and destroy this bitch. It reads, "For lo, I will raise a cause to come up against Babylon, an assembly of great nations." It says, "From the north country," starting with Russia, "and they shall set themselves in array against her. From this she shall be taken. They arrows, which are representations of nuclear missiles, hypersonic missiles, supersonic missiles." It says, "Their arrows shall be as a mighty expert man, none shall return in vain." When you look at the situation that's brewing all over the world right now, it's nothing but rumors of wars dealing with Iran having a confrontation with America, having a confrontation with Israel. Those are rumors of wars. But we have actual wars going on in the Gaza Strip, in the Red Sea with the Houthis, attacking ships. The situation going on over there in Ukraine with Russia, and the Ukrainian government is nothing but a proxy army for the American government and for the British government. So we see these things coming to pass. We see these things happening. That's why you ought to measure the times diligently in itself. 2 Esdras 9:1. Because we see all these prophecies coming to pass, and we warn you people, but you scoff and you scorn. And there's a big, big, big influx of people coming on TikTok, mainly niggas and nigger women, coming up against this thing of ours, man. As if they themselves are not Israelites. But they're Israelites, but they have been blinded because the Lord didn't open their eyes. The Lord didn't open their eyes, open their minds of spiritually to see what's going on. And to prove that, you go to Isaiah chapter 6, verse 9 on down. These people have not a clue of what's going on or what's about to happen. It says, verse 10, Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 10. "And Chaldea," which is another name for America, "shall be a spoil. All that spoil her shall be satisfied, saith the Lord." All that spoil her shall be satisfied with their handiwork and what they have done to America, saith the Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. It says, when you jump down, I'm going to read 11. "Because ye were glad, because ye rejoice, O ye destroyers of my heritage." Because Esau and Edom, the so-called white man, has destroyed the Israelites going back to 70 AD, when we was dispersed about the four corners of the earth. It says, because ye are grown fat as the heifer at grass in the bellows of bulls, as bulls. Your mother shall be sore confounded," which is Great Britain. That's why Great Britain is going to be one of them assembly of great nations that's going to come up against America. Let that sink in. To all you Christians out there that don't think America is going to go down, that don't think America is not mentioned in prophecy as being the great whore, as being the daughter of Babylon, spiritually Egypt, spiritually Sodom and Gomorrah. Don't think America is not going to go down, because America is going to go down like every other empire that ruled. It says, "Your mother shall be sore confounded, she that bare you shall be ashamed. Behold, the hindermost of the nations shall be a wilderness, a dry land, and a desert. because of the wrath of the Lord Yahweh, it shall not be inhabited, but it shall be woefully desolate. Everyone that goeth by Babylon shall be astonished, and has and all her plagues. You got to understand something. It's in prophecy that the Most High is going to destroy this place. You have to understand that all these prophecies are going to be fulfilled. All these prophecies are going to be fulfilled. But we know the major prophecy that we're waiting for is that CHIP. And once that CHIP be made mandatory globally, that's when America is going to go down like a big ball of fire. That lake of fire that's spoken about in Revelation, once they institute that CHIP and make it mandatory, not only in America, but throughout the four corners of the earth, this is going to happen. So in the meantime, you people should just have a good time, live it up. It says, I'm going to read Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 13 again. It says, because of the wrath of the Lord Yahweh, it shall be not inhabited, but it shall be wildly desolate. Everyone that goeth by Babylon, which is America, shall be astonished, and hiss at all her plagues. All her plagues. And the major plague that's going to hit America is them nuclear missiles, them hypersonic missiles. So you devils should just rejoice and be glad, man. Matter of fact, I'm going to get that. This is Lamentations chapter 4, verse 21. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwelleth in the land of Uz. The daughter of Edom are you so-called white men. The so-called white man. And Uz is modern day America. The cup also shall pass through unto thee, that cup of slavery, that cup of being in dire straits, that cup of being under subjection, is going to be passed unto Esau and the rest of the nations. All the nations that's our enemy, pursuant to Psalms, the 83rd chapter, is going to be passed unto all you other nations. Y'all going to serve hardcore slavery. But the Lord's going to turn back all these different nations' captivity except Esau and Edom. There ain't no turning back for y'all, man. Their judgment is to be eviscerated and become extinct. And that's just the bottom line. That's how it is. So you should just have a good time. Celebrate. Go out there, spend all your wealth. Have luxurious vacations on your expensive billion-dollar yachts. Go to your outer space retreats, whatever you have. Have a good time. Have a blast at it. Because when everything is all said and done, your red asses is going into slavery. Your red asses belong to the Israelites. Started with Yahushua, the top Israelite. Your red asses is going into captivity. So let it sink in. Have a good time. Have a big go at it. Have a big blast. Back in Lamentations chapter 4, verse 21. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass unto thee. Thou shall be drunken and shall be made. Let me read that again. It says, the cup also shall pass through unto thee. It says, thou shalt be drunken with that cup of slavery, trembling, fear, terrors, getting your ass whipped, living in uncertainty. You're going to get that feeling all too well. It says, and shall make thyself naked. The punishment of thy iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion, which are the Israelites. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit the iniquity he will visit thy iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins. So you're going to pay. So right now, what you ought to do is rejoice and be glad and have a good time, man. Because that great day is coming. That great day is coming. All your wealth, all your riches, and it's not gonna be able to save you from what's coming, what's about to come. Hit your ass, man. All your riches, all your wealth is not gonna be able to save you, but you're about to suffer. This is Zephaniah chapter 1, verse 14. The great day of the Lord Yahweh is near, it is near, and hasteth greatly. Even the voice of the day of the Lord, the mighty men shall cry there bitterly. Who's the mighty men? The mighty men of Esau's military. The mighty men of all the militaries. When you talk about Esau, mainly, first and foremost, we talking about the American Edomites. You talk about their counterparts. Their counterparts that is going to be joined unto them. Even those that come up against Esau, Edom, is Esau taking down Esau. So it says, that day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress, a day of wasteness and desolation. What's the only thing that can bring wasteness and desolation? Thermonuclear missiles, hypersonic missiles, supersonic missiles with the multiple warheads. That's going to make this earth rock to and fro like a drunk, and pursuant to Isaiah 24:19 on down. Like I stated earlier, you people have not a clue what's about to take place. And we're approaching that time when the Lord is going to visit the world, which he may have already visited the world. Look what's going on throughout the four corners of the earth. Look at that destruction that happened over in Santo Domingo. And them Dominicans are proud in spirit, man. They have a proud spirit on them. Here it was, they was getting all the women, they was donning themselves up, putting on the prettiest dress, putting makeup on, spending hours putting makeup on just to have that last dance. Just to be deleted. Because judgment awaited them at that club they went to. That's how cruel the Most High is. That's how dreadful the Lord Yahweh Shai is. And the Lord's going to show that dreadfulness and that cruelness when he destroys America. And there's a reason why World War III is going to kick off. We're going to get into that later. I'm not going to jump the gun. But back in Zephaniah chapter 1, verse 15, it says, that day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress, a day of wasteness and desolation, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness. The same thing was mentioned in Joel, the second and the third chapter. The second chapter, to be specific, it says, a day of the trumpet and alarm against the fenced cities and against the high towers. And I will bring distress upon men, that they shall walk like blind men, because they have sinned against the Lord Yahweh, and their blood shall be poured out as dust, and their flesh as the dung. Because I tell you in Jeremiah 25 verse 33, let me get that real quick, so I don't butcher it. Jeremiah chapter 25, verse 30. I'm going to start at 32. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts. That word host means of armies, Lord of hosts, Lord of the armies. Behold, evil shall go forth from nation to nation, that evils of nuclear missiles, right along with them chariots spewing out them beams of red hot fire, laser beams. It says, behold, evil shall go forth from nation to nation, and the great whirlwind, which is them chariots, shall be raised up from the coast of the earth, and the slaying of the Lord Yahweh shall be at that day from one end of the earth even unto the other, and of the earth, and they shall not be lamented, nor gathered, nor buried. They shall be dung upon the ground. Like the same thing is said right here in Zephaniah. Their flesh should be as dung, like shit on the ground, because there's going to be many bodies laid out. This is the future of America and the future of all these other nations, man. The Lord is going to bring death and destruction and deliverance to his elect. I like to call it the triple D's: death, destruction, and deliverance. Death and destruction to Esau and the rest of the nations, and the 2/3 of you wicked ass niggas. that's coming up against this truth, scoffing and scorning you unbelievers. The Lord's gonna make a speedy riddance of you niggas, man. But he's gonna deliver his elect. When you go into Isaiah the 34th chapter, it speaks about, and I learned this from Apostle Sahar, that America is nothing but a great big altar. And all the people is the sacrifice. The Apostle Kabar brought up about the Lord is stirring the pot, and within that pot, the meat is a representation of you niggas and the rest of you people in America. Once again, Isaiah the 34th chapter speaks about America being a great big altar, and all the people in it and all the animals is that great big sacrifice. Keep thinking it's a joke. Keep thinking it's a joke, man. The Lord's about to open up. The Lord is about to open up on you niggas. The Lord's about to open up. And you're going to see. You're going to see and you're going to learn the hard way. The Lord's about to open up on you people, man. America's going to be destroyed. America is going to be destroyed. And there's nothing you could do about it. Esau, Edom, red bastards. When these missiles be shot off, but before these missiles get shot off, it's going to be all kind of hell breaking loose, man. Terrorist attacks, martial law, race riots, clash of civilizations. Shit going to jump off real quick. And you're going to be scared like women. And speaking of women, all the feminists, all the women who I don't need no man, we're going to see how that fare in that day. Keep that same energy. Mainly you black women. I have a deep disdain and deep hatred for you bitches, man. I can't stand and look at you. Because y'all don't respect me, I'm damn sure not going to respect y'all. Keep that energy. Because when shit pop off, don't come to me. Because when you come to me, I'm going to put a big fucking 12 boot in your ass. I'm going to put a big 12-inch boot in your ass. And send you on your way. That's how that's going down. This is Job chapter 18, verse 11. Terror shall make him afraid on every side, and shall drive him to his feet. And that's what's coming. Terror, pain, anguish, death, and destruction to America. And not only this America, certain parts of other parts of the earth, like Great Britain, France, Germany. See, the people in the Middle East, they battle hard and they already go through the terrors. They face it every day. Because it's nothing but pain and anguish and war over there in the Middle East. So they're used to it. But these niggas in America, these people in America, they're not used to that shit. They're used to the easy life. So when these pains come and know they're going to come, they ain't going to know how to deal with it. When these terrors are being seen on a daily basis in America, they ain't gonna have no clue. They ain't gonna have no way to deal with it. So it reads back in Job chapter 18, verse 11. Terror shall make him afraid on every side, and shall drive him to his feet. His strength shall be hunger bitten, and destruction shall be ready at his side. That's what's coming. Destruction, man. It shall come when you least expect it. When you talk about peace and safety, that's when destruction is going to come. What's that? 1 Thessalonians 5:3. You talk about peace and safety, make America great again. That's when these missiles are going to come over here. After they made that CHIP mandatory throughout the four corners of the earth. Y'all gonna think everything is over. All the hardships is done. You pledged your alliance to Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. You took that CHIP. Everything gonna go back to normal. Life is gonna be better. You can get that you can finally get that house you always wanted because your debt is cleared. Yeah, we got a free slate. so to speak. You can get that nice car you wanted, the house with the white picket fence, and then destruction going to hit you. 1 Thessalonians 5:3. You people think it's a game. You people think that America's going to be made great again by Donald Trump, a.k.a. Nero. And that's who he is in the reincarnation, Nero. You people have not a clue what's going on, man. And I almost feel sorry for you dumb niggas. But I can't, because I know the scriptures. The Lord put you in that situation, man. The Lord didn't open your mind up spiritually to see what's going on, to use discernment. Once again, Isaiah 6:9 on down, man. You're going to remain in that state till these missiles fly. You're going to remain in that state till these missiles fly. That's right. And Esau is the ultimate hypocrite. This nigga, this red nigga, the new nigga is Esau. Because in the king, you gonna be the nigga. This red demon, this red bastard, will put sanctions or tell another country, don't send weapons to this particular enemy, but yet you doing it to the Russians. You send all kind of weaponry and billions of dollars to the Ukrainians, which are at war with Russia. Why? Because the Ukrainians are your proxy army. You're nothing but a bunch of hypocrites. But when Russia do it, or when any other nation do it, it's a problem. You see the hypocrisy? Job chapter 20, verse 4. Knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short? Esau, the so-called white man, is the wicked. Malachi, the first chapter. Malachi, is it Malachi 4:1? You can't make this up, man. These motherfuckers are hypocrites. It says that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite is but for a moment. Though his excellency mount up to the heavens, Esau Edom, and his technology was given to him, and his head reach unto the clouds, yet he shall perish forever, like his own dung. You know, you take a shit, and you flush the toilet, you never see that dung anymore? That's what's going to take place with these devils, these Edomites. They which have seen him shall say, where is he? He shall fly away as a dream, and shall not be found. Yea, he shall be chased away as a vision of the night. The eye also which saw him shall see him no more, neither shall his place any more behold him. Let's read that again. The eye also, which are the people that see these devils now, which saw him, shall see him no more. Neither shall his place any more behold him. Why? Why is that going to take place? Why is he going to be eviscerated? Why is he going to be taken out? Why is he going to no longer cease to exist? Let me get this right now. This is Obadiah chapter 1 verse 10. And it reads, it says, for thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee. Thou shalt be cut off forever. In the day that thou stoodest on the other side, in the day that the strangers carried away captives his forces, during the time of the Babylonians, you was there, help destroying and killing Jake. And that's your brother. So you're going to pay for that. You don't think you're going to pay, bitch? You don't think you're going to pay, red bastard? You're going to pay. We're going to get our 20 or 100 pounds of flesh off your red ass. It says, carried away captives his forces, and foreigners enter into his gates, and cast lots upon Jerusalem. Even thou was as one of them. Yeah. You know what you did. But thou should not have looked on the day of thy brother in the day that he became a stranger, neither shouldest thou have rejoiced over the children of Judah in the day of their destruction, neither shouldest thou have spoken proudly in the day of distress. And that's what you did, man. And you're going to pay for that, man. And how you going to pay? How you going to pay? Obadiah chapter 1, verse 18. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You're going to pay. You're going to pay dearly. You're going to pay with your ass. Straight. 1,000 years of slavery. And after that, let's get it. And the house of Jacob, this Obadiah 1 verse 18. And the house of Jacob, which is the Israelites, shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph, a flame. That's the northern. Let's get it straight. The house of Jacob is a southern tribe, the three tribes, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph, which is Ephraim on down to Issachar, shall be a flame. And the house of Esau, which are you red bastards, you Edomites, you so-called white men, for stubble. And they shall kindle in them and devour them. And there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord hath spoken it. After 1,000 years of hardcore slavery, we putting boots to asses, swords to necks, doing what we want to your unrighteousness. No wicked acts that you did to us, buck breaking, having us sleep with our mothers. That's where that terminology motherfucker comes from. Y'all got a lot to pay for, man. And it's things that we don't know that you have done that the Lord's going to reveal to us. It's going to make us even more angry and more bitter towards you. And we just going to fuck y'all up. We just going to fuck y'all up. And when we get through fucking y'all up, we're going to gather all your red asses together and make the biggest bonfire and put you all to death. Make you extinct. And that's how it's going to go down. That's how it's going to go down, man. That's how it's going to go down. This is 2nd Ezra, chapter 16, verse 12. The earth quaketh, and the foundations thereof. The sea arises up with the waves from the deep, and the waves of it are troubled, and the fishes thereof also. Why? Because these missiles are going to dry up the seas. You see, during the time of the flood, the fishes in the ocean and the sharks and everything, they was preserved because they was in a natural inhabitant. But now, these missiles are going to dry up the seas and make more land. So all the fishes in the sea going to perish too. It says, and the fishes also thereof, before the Lord and before the glory of his power, because the missiles is a part of the Lord's glory and power, but also them chariots that's going to crack them skies when Yahweh shall bring death, destruction, and deliverance. At the same time the missiles being shot off, Yahweh shall going to crack them skies to bring more death, more destruction, but deliverance to his elect. Let's get that straight. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. That bow is them nuclear silos that hold them missiles, man. His arrows, which are the representation of the nuclear missiles, that he shooteth are sharp and shall not miss, because they're going to be spiritually guided. And laser guided from Esau's technology that was given to him by Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. It says, when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world, behold, the plagues are sent and should not return again. The ultimate plague is of nuclear missiles. You got the plague of famine. You got the plague of war. You got the plague of pestilence. But the ultimate plague is them nuclear missiles and contrary that fire from them chariots. It says, behold, the plagues are sent and should not return again until they come upon the earth. The fire is kindled and should not be put out till it consume the foundations of the earth. Not the whole earth is going to be destroyed. Certain parts of the earth, certain parts of Russia, certain parts of Great Britain, France, Germany, the whole of America, the whole of Israel. But the difference is that Israel is going to be built back up by the first fruits of slaves. Started by the one that's going to be punished, the host of the high ones, that's spoken about in Isaiah, the 24th chapter, the 19th verse on down. The Lord's going to punish the host of the high ones that are on high. Started with the international bankers. No? Like as an arrow which is shot of a mighty archer, returneth not again. It says, let me read it again. Like as an arrow which is shot of a mighty archer, returneth not backward, even so the plagues that shall be sent upon earth shall not return again. Because once they shot off, that's it, man. That is it. That's going to destroy this bitch. So like I stated earlier in this lesson, Lamentations 4:21, rejoice, man. Have a good time. Esau, Edom, and those that are joined unto them. Rejoice, have a good time. Because that's your ass. So with that, I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakah Kwadash, and double honors once again to the apostles, the bishops, and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom.